So today, again, you're not going to need any props, guys, and welcome everybody. Well done for waking up and making it here. It's the hardest part. Um, if you feel like your knees need support when you're on the ground, then a pillow will be quite a nice thing to have nearby. Other than that, we're going to start lying down. The focus for today is going to be on spinal mobility. So quite a few familiar moves, but maybe just taking our focus to a different part of our body. So when you are ready, I'm actually just going to mute everybody. And I will keep an eye on the screen just to see if any new people join. So if I go quiet for like a second, that's just me adding people in. I suck at multitasking. So we're going to lie down on our back to begin with. Everybody cool to start? Any questions or anything before we begin? Everyone looks like they're like getting ready from what I can see. So nice. Thanks, Nick. Cool. Okay, so we're lying down. And just take a couple of moments to settle in here, guys. Just don't fall asleep again. Okay. And while we're lying down, can I ask you to just keep your feet flat on the floor and the knees bent up towards the sky? And you're just going to put your hands onto your tummy, kind of like we did last week. And your index fingers and your middle fingers are going to meet one another on top of your belly button. I find usually when I get myself into this position initially, I really have to focus on a few areas of my body to try and relax them. And for me, that's the area at the front of my neck and shoulders. So I want to encourage you to allow the back of your shoulders to really melt into the ground. Think about your collarbones at the front of your chest getting really broad, almost as if the left collarbone was reaching further towards the left side of the room, right collarbone reaching further towards the right side of the room, and allow that lengthening and opening of the front of your chest to facilitate the relaxation of that area. We're going to target our breath down in towards our tummy. So as you inhale, I want you to try and feel your tummy actually expand like a balloon would expand. And the exhale, try not to just mentally check out on that exhale. See if you can elongate your exhale. Maybe for the count of 4 in your own mind. Let's go for about 3 more breaths here, just focusing on that 3-dimensional quality of the inhale. So the belly will expand up, out to the sides, and back into the floor behind you. One more breath like that. Great job. Now, it would be ideal if you could keep the quality of your breath pretty similar to that style. On your next inhalation, see if you can arch into your lower back. So we're going to lift the lower back away from the floor and send the pelvis forward. As you exhale, we're going to tuck and round into the lower back. Good. Inhale to arch gently into the lower back. Exhale to tuck and round into the lower back. Keep on going. So forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. This movement always reminds me of a boat kind of rocking to and fro on the ocean. So imagine gentle kind of ebbing and flowing of the waves, sending your pelvis forwards and backwards. Keep going with this movement, and I want you to start to move your focus away from your lower back and zone your focus in on the back of your skull, so the back of your head. As you do this forwards and backwards movements into your lower back, can you feel your head move slightly up and down your mat? I'm hoping the answer is yes. So if you have a really nice hairdo, you'll notice that this movement is going to mess it up. The reason why I want you to focus on this is the fact that you're moving into your lower back and your pelvis, but the whole spine is moving. Okay? So there's a residual movement up throughout the entire spine. Let's go for 2 more arches and tucks. And last time. Let's bring our spine into a happy neutral, so that sweet spot between the 2 extremes of arching and tucking. And from here, I want you to see if you can draw a circle now with the back of your pelvis. So you might be a little bit like, what the hell is she talking about? I want you to really think about drawing or feeling the back of your pelvis where your bum is. You're going to literally circle your bum all the way around the mat. So if my bum was the face of a clock, I want to hit every single hour on that clock face. So I'm going to go from 12 o'clock in my pelvis to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep going. And I want you to be really, really, really slow and pedantic through any hours that are unreachable for you. So you might feel like, okay, hours 1 to 3 feel great, but then 4, 5, and 6, I can't reach that. For some reason, it feels sticky. Slow those areas down. Nice. Let's go for about 6 more. This kind of movement, I guess if you were on the dance floor, it would be like really kind of a Latino hip kind of sway movement, yeah? Nice practicing for when that's allowed. Last 2, really be pedantic about hitting every hour on that clock face. Last 1. And then we're going to reverse direction, okay? So the exact same thing now, just reverse it. Go for about 10. You can do less, you can do more, whatever, doesn't matter. But hit every hour, guys. Notice where you might want to skip time or cheat time. Keep going, keep going. Notice now your head again, how it's moving on the mat behind you. Leonard's just joining us there. Very funny movement to join in on. Last 2. And final 1. Now let's bring it to center. Find your neutral, find your neutral. Place your hands on the ground alongside your body. Your feet are still parallel hip width distance. We're going to basically bring ourselves into a bridge. We're going to inhale at the bottom. We're going to exhale, tuck and lengthen through the lower back. Pick your pelvis up. Get to the top of your bridge and hang out there with me. In the top of your bridge, maybe take one hand and put it at the front of your chest onto your rib cage. I want you to make sure that the rib cage is soft and relaxed. So you're not pointing and flaring the ribs to the sky and arching into the lower back here at the top, but you're closing the rib cage down. Big toes are on the floor. Inhale again at the top here, and exhale one vertebra at a time. We take the spine down. Keep on going with your bridges. So we inhale at the bottom. You're welcome to arch into your lower back gently. You exhale, tuck. Lengthen into the lower back. Pick your pelvis up. Keep those ribs nice and closed. Inhale at the top. And exhale, slowly take it down. Keep on going. I don't want to give you a number to count in your head in terms of reps because I want you to zone your focus into segmentally moving your spine. So one vertebra at a time. Keep on going. For a little bit of context, your head is on the floor, so that means your neck vertebra are probably not moving all that much. But then we come down to our middle back. You have 12 vertebrae there. 12 beautiful, big, chunky vertebrae. And for every one of those 12 vertebrae, you have a rib on each side. So you have 12 ribs, 12 vertebrae before you even get to your lower back. So spend a little bit of time there. You have 5 vertebrae in your lower back. They're really big and strong. And they do like to move in this kind of forwards and backwards like motion. So you could really slow it down as well when you get to your lower back and try and feel that one vertebra at a time sensation in that area of your body. Maybe we're going to go for about another 30 seconds here. Probably get about 2 more repetitions in if you can. Just make sure you haven't tensed up into the front of your shoulders. On this next repetition, if you could please just stay up at the top of your bridge. If you feel like you can do that, that'd be awesome. We're going to meet at the top and hold. All right. Now, I want you to place the back of your left hand into your lower back space. So just gently place your left hand, the back of your left hand onto your lower back. And I want you to try and keep that area relatively free of movement. You're going to see if you can just lower your upper back, the first few vertebrae of your upper back, down onto the mat without letting your lower back come to the floor. And then bring yourself back up. As soon as you feel your hand touch the ground, you bring yourself back up, okay? So we're going to lower just the top part of our spine. You might get maybe 5 or 6 or 7 vertebrae down on the mat there, and then bring yourself back up. Go for about 8 more. Just want to take a look at you. That looks good. You okay there? If anyone's confused, please ask. The purpose of this is to try and really find segmental movement through the upper portion of your spine. Last 4. Your bum and your hamstrings will burn. Nice little byproduct. 3. 2. Really feel the front of your ribs draw through your body down towards the floor. Last 1. And then see if you can bring yourself back up into your bridge. Very nice. Holding it there. Now from this position, take your hands onto your tummy again. Index fingers or middle fingers meeting over your belly. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly peel your spine down, and I want you to stop when you feel as if your belly button has, or at least that portion of your spine that corresponds with your belly button, has reached the floor, and then bring yourself back up. So your tailbone is not touching the floor. We're allowing a little bit more of our spine to come down now. Draw the navel towards the spine. See if you could imagine your belly button touching the floor, and then bring it back up. Your bum should be on fire, by the way. Nice, Julie, yes. I got a thumbs up there. Keep on going. Try and focus on the spinal movement. Try and just work through that burn unless it gets too much. Be as pedantic as you can about that spinal movement. 2 to go. Imagine the front of your belly button literally zipping through your body into the earth behind you. Lengthen your tailbone as you do this. Oh my goodness, my bum is on fire. Last time, we're going to take the spine all the way down. Great job. Let the knees windscreen wipe from side to side, or do whatever you need to do with the legs. Really, 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 really good job, everyone. Okay, we've got one more bridge coming our way, and we're going to try and emulate that a little bit of like a pelvic clock kind of movement. To be honest with you, it looks more like a steering wheel kind of movement with the pelvis, but I'll guide you through it as we get there, okay? So we're going to come up one more time into our bridge, if your bum can handle that. my glutes are like, hell no. Anyway, take it up to the top. Connect your big toes into the floor, connect your pinky toes into the floor, lengthen into your lower back. As you lengthen into the lower back, see if you can draw your belly in towards your spine a little bit more. Knees are relatively parallel, so if your knees are super wide, like a very big letter V, then get them a little bit more train tracky. Okay, and now you're Michael Schumacher, or at least your pelvis is. You're going to see if you can lower your left bum cheek to the ground. As you lower your left bum cheek, right knee reaches forward, and then you're going to press down into the floor to bring that left butt cheek back up. Right butt cheek comes down to the floor, bring it back up. Guys, so your pelvis is now a steering wheel, and you're making really sharp left and right turns, okay? The 2 feet stay flat on the ground, yes. So let one butt cheek actually kiss the floor, let it touch, and then, yeah, exactly, and then up. What I'm not doing is letting my lower back arch to get my bum to the floor. Okay? Let's go for 8. So what brings you back up again? What brings your bum back up is pressing the corresponding foot through the floor to lift the pelvic half up again. 5. Push through the floor to come up. 4. Push through the floor to come up. 3. Push, that's the ticket. 2. And last time. Take it up, hold if you can, and then one vertebra at a time. Lengthen the space between each vertebra as you come down, guys. I want you to be like 10 centimeters taller after this, because the spaces between every vertebra have been so decompressed. Once your bum touches the floor, hug your knees in towards your chest and take a little rock from side to side. The purpose of this is so that your lower back can lengthen even more. Keep rocking for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to pop our feet onto the ground and roll up into the seated position here. Well done. So now we're going to use that spinal mobility that we've just worked through to come into something called a C curve. So the reason it's called a C curve is because I actually want to create a C shape with my spine. Okay, so my arms are going to be reaching out in front of me, but I want to try not to scrunch my shoulders to my ears. So I'm going to imagine squeezing 2 newspapers, one underneath each armpit, okay, and it's windy. You're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head to get max decompression through the spine. Inhale. As I exhale, I'm initiating from my pelvis first. So I'm going to roll off of my 2 sitting bones onto my sacrum, and I find this position. Don't go too low, okay? So find a comfortably uncomfortable place, and then I want you to look at your pubic bone and see if you can pull your pubic bone up towards your face by drawing your belly in towards your spine. Squeeze your imaginary newspapers, and then bring yourself all the way back up, okay? Let's do about 3 more of them. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, initiate through your booty. Tuck, 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 tuck. Good, don't lose the newspapers, it's windy. Hold it there. Pubic bone to navel. Pull your belly in. And then slowly come back up. 2 more of them. Inhale, lengthen. So get the space between each vertebra. Keep that idea of space as you start to pull your navel towards your spine. Tuck through the tail. Roll off of those sit bones. Onto the sacrum. Squeeze your imaginary newspapers. Nice. Bring it up. Alright, now we're going to go a little bit lower, okay? So I want you to see if you can do the same movement, initiating from the tail. Come down, come down, come down, come down, come down. Lower back, mid back, upper back, head, and then come up the way you came. Okay? Nice. So sometimes this is a little bit tricky, especially if you've got a really long torso. You might just want to stick your feet underneath a couch or underneath a chair, or you can hold onto the back of your legs and use that so that you don't have to rely on momentum on the way back up. So you can walk up the back of your legs. Okay. Nice, Julie, you got it. In the bag. Well done. So what I want you to think about here is, and I know it's hard to think about loads of things while you're doing this, but try and really find every vertebra on the way down. So on the way down, 5 lower back vertebra, then the rib cage, then your head. Nice. Bring it up. Ribs come off. Yes. Good. All right. If it's going really well, you can straighten out your legs. Ha ha ha. Same thing. I'm going to roll off of my sit bones onto my sacrum. So ice cream scoop out of my tummy, and then I'm going to roll back, 1 vertebra at a time. My exhale is going to power me forwards. Yes, nice. The cool thing about extending the legs is you get to go here. You get the hamstring stretch. Inhale, lengthen. If your legs are extended, squeeze your bum. Round into the lower back. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Good. And bringing it forward. Last time. Only 1 more of these. So Joseph Pilates has this famous quote, and he says, he said, "You're only as young as your spine is flexible." So what we're doing now is trying to really mobilize into our spine. And it doesn't mean just like breaking in the joints. It actually means working the intrinsic stabilizing muscles of the spine so that it can really, really just have that beautiful mobility again. Okay, well done. Let's change it up and come onto all fours. So once you're on all fours, we don't have the feedback of the floor behind us anymore, okay? So you're really going to have to check in with your spine without having the floor behind you to feel the curves. We're going to have our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and I want you to start to slowly cat and cow through your spine, okay? So just really gently rounding into the entire spine for your cat, your angry cat position, and then reversing it, coming into your cow, your camel, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Keep on going. I don't want you to overthink it too much. Let's just find some movement to begin with. All right, now keep this movement going, and I'm going to start to cue you a little bit more. So let's start to think a little bit more about the movements of the spine in the camel position. So what I guess you would think of as this arched position here. I want you to try, instead of thinking the lower back dumping down towards the ground, I want you to think about a piece of string pulling your shirt forwards. So you're getting the sternum pulled, like a fish being pulled out of water, okay? So rather than just dumping through the lower back and flicking your tail up to the sky, imagine that your tummy was actually on a solid surface beneath you, and you can't touch that surface, but you want to pull your heart through, pull your sternum through, and start to think about pulling the heels of your hands towards your knees. So you're actually still squeezing those imaginary newspapers. When I come into my cat, I'm pushing the floor away and I'm pulling my heart up towards the sky. Hold your cat for a moment here, guys. And I want you to think about your lower back. A lot of the time we're like, yes, my spine is rounding, but you're not doing anything in your lower back. So I want you to pull your navel up towards the spine, just like you've been doing in those previous exercises. Think about drawing your pubic bone towards your navel. Think about really reaching your tailbone between your knees. Get more rounding into the lower back, relaxing through the back of the neck, and push the floor away. And then instead of just letting your lower back dump down towards the floor, think about sending your heart forward, pulling the mat towards you through the heels of the hands, and lifting your sternum towards the wall in front of you. Yes, good. Find length through the tail, and can you think about a little bit of belly to spine here? Let's go for one more. Push the floor away to initiate the rounding. Let the neck relax. You're gazing towards your knees. You're really thinking about filling the space between the shoulder blades. And then zone in on your lower back. Okay, so lower back, really find the length. How much can you reach your tailbone between those two knees? How much can you pull your navel towards your spine? How much can you draw your pubic bone towards your chin? And last time, this should be quite difficult here, you should feel the work. Last time, instead of dumping through the lower back, think about lengthening your tail back as you pull your heart forward. Pull the heels of the hands back towards your knees, as if you were trying to pull the ground towards you. Beautiful. And then come to neutral. So I hope you felt the work like I did. If anyone was watching you, they'd think you're doing nothing, but it should be pretty intense. Finding your neutral, we're going to reach our right arm up towards the sky. You should be familiar with this movement. Coming into our first rotational movement in the spine for the day. And then we're going to thread our right arm down and through underneath that left arm. Good. Let your head rest on the floor. Take a big inhale. Tuck your chin gently towards your chest. And then open up again. Push the floor away through that bottom arm. Try not to pull your shoulder back behind your wrist. Keep it on top. Inhale. Exhale, thread. Pause for an inhale at the bottom. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Find the length through the spine. Find the length into the lower back. And then bring it up. One more time, reach up. And then you're going to place the right hand down. Before you move to the other side, just do a little wiggle through the spine for me. Press the reset button. And then we're going to reach left arm up. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, thread. Try and find the floor Once you found the floor, lengthen through the nape of the neck. Tuck the chin and inhale into the back of your body. When you're ready to come up, open up. Good. Pause for an inhale here. And then slowly take it down. Once you're on the ground, lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale into the space between your shoulder blades. And open up. Last time. Good. Placing that left hand back onto the floor. Really, really nice. Okay, last little bit of, spending a little bit more time here on the wrists. I'm going to ask you to, let me think about what will be easier for you to see. Left leg extending back behind you. As soon as this happens, watch that the lower back doesn't arch, okay? So lengthen through the tail and lift the left foot up off of the ground. What I'm going to do from here, I'll angle myself slightly. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to reach it across my right. So it's over and across. Yeah? Once you've got that, guys, see if you can look over your right shoulder and look at your left foot. What I want you to feel here is a deep stretch over the left side of your body. Take an inhale into that stretch. And then bring your gaze back to center. Bring your left foot back to neutral, so literally straight the way back behind you. Take it over and across. Look over at your left foot. Feel the stretch over the side of your body. Bring it back through center. See if you can turn this into an inhale into the stretch. And exhale back to center. Yeah. Inhale into the stretch. Exhale back to center. 2 more, and this might be where you need that knee pillow, by the way. Should have said that before. My knees are like leather, so I just don't feel it anymore. Last time, take it over and across. Now a little change. Instead of taking that leg straight the way back behind, can you bring your left knee forwards towards your left elbow and step your left foot next to your left hand? Ha 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 ha. Good. Take your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Press your pelvis forward. It's okay if the knee goes a little bit beyond the toes as long as the knee is tracking with the second toe. And then see if you can reach your arms up. Nice. Good. Stretch. Well done. Place your hands back down. See if you can slide that foot back, straight the way back where it came. Take it over and across. Look back at your foot. Bring the knee forward. Step the left foot forward. Press the pelvis forward and down. Reach up. Nice. Do you get the groove? We're going to try and flow between those 2 positions now. Maybe going for about 3 more. Well done. Reaching it back. Remember to try and pause for the inhale. In each of these positions, the kind of end point, try and get an inhale into the stretch. Good. Last time. End with your left foot forward and your arms reaching up. Very nice. Great job. So from here, we're going to tuck the toes of the back foot under. You might need to put your hands on the ground for that and just, facilitate whatever you need to facilitate to get the toes to tuck under. Once they're under, you can reach the arms forwards. Nice. Lengthen into the lower back, guys. So I really want you to be pedantic about not being here, but be there, yeah? And then see if you can perhaps lift that back knee up off of the ground. Nice. Yes, Betty. Woohoo! Amazing. Good. Slowly come down. Now I know that you can do that. That's amazing. Lift. Good. And come down. So as you lift and lower, I want you to imagine like your spine was gliding up and down the wall behind you. So I'm not lifting from my lower back. I'm pushing through the floor to come up. Good. And down. Okay, last time, hold it up. Stay right there. Reach the arms forwards. Lengthen through the crown, okay? So I'm thinking length through the crown, length through the tail. Spine is super long. And then I'm going to see if I can rotate. Left arm opens to the left. Good. Bring it back. Right to the right, maybe. Following with your gaze is going to throw your balance. If you want that challenge, then go there. So if you follow your hand with your gaze, you might notice, whoa. Last 3. Rotating through the spine, pelvis is pointing forwards. 2 and 1. Good. Okay, guys, super slow control. Transition to the floor. Lengthen through the tail. Slowly come down. Yes, nice. Hands come to the ground. Step that left foot back. Amazing. So we're going to build and build and build to the other side. So we start here. Right leg is going to reach back. Lower back doesn't dip, but it lengthens. Step the right foot over and across the left. And then look over your left shoulder at your right foot. Yes. And then bring it back. Look forward again. Good. So as I reach my right foot over and across, I want to try and take an inhale. Look over the shoulder. Bring it back. Good. So, Julie, look, I think you're maybe, is that your right leg or your left? That's your left leg, yeah? So take your left leg over and across to the other side. So take your leg the other way. So you're going to the side, take your leg to your right. Oh, that was your right leg. Yeah, you were doing it right, sorry. The black tights confused me. You're perfect. Sorry. 2. And. All right, we're going to add it on. Bring the knee forward, step the right foot forwards. Press the pelvis forward and down. Reach the arms up. Well done. Hands come down. Reach right leg back. Over and across. Look over your shoulder. Breathe down into that right hip. And step it forward. Pelvis comes forward and down. Reach the arms up. Inhale down into your left hip. Hands down. Reach right leg back. Over and across. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale. 2 more. Bring the foot forward. Pelvis forward down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Step right foot back and across. Look over the left shoulder. Okay, this is the last time. We're going to step that right foot forward. Press the pelvis forward and down and hold as you reach the arms up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Now we're tucking the toes of the back foot under. If you need to put your hands down, do what you got to do to make life make sense there for you, please. Once your pinky toe, or once your toes are tucked under, reach the arms forwards. Lengthen into the lower back for me, guys. Really, pubic bone to navel. Pushing that right foot through the floor to lift. Oh yes, good. And then slowly down. Amazing. Lift. Good. Slowly down. So can I ask you here to squeeze those imaginary newspapers again? Underneath those armpits? Good. So you want to take the activation into the lats rather than into the traps. So squeeze down through those lats. 3, 2, yes. Nice. It's windy weather by you. Hey, Betty. Those newspapers are going nowhere. Okay, last one we hold in a lunge. Okay, keep that front knee nice and bent. Rotation. Start with just the arm movement. You can keep your gaze forwards. And then if your balance is feeling really good, follow your gaze. Follow your hand with your gaze. Nice. Keep the neck free of tension. Still squeezing those imaginary newspapers underneath each armpit. You'll get a bit more of a corkscrewing effect through the torso. 4 more, keep that pelvis forward. 3. Good. 2, lengthen into the lower back. And 1. Okay, length through the lower back, pubic bone to navel, super slow controlled journey down. Legs are doing the work. Yes, amazing. Pop the hands down, untuck the toes, slide that right foot back. Amazing, guys. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to push the floor away. Find a neutral in your spine. Pull your skull away from the ground. So I'm not going to let my head sink, but I'm going to lift away from the ground. I'm going to tuck my toes under. I'm going to squeeze my newspapers. I'm going to push the floor away again even more, and I'm going to see if I can lift my knees up off of the ground. Hovering to hold for 10. 9. The knees are up, up, up. 8. 7. Yes, 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Take it down. Take a moment. We're going to repeat 2 more times. 2 things in that position. I didn't see anyone doing it, but just note it down in your brain. My elbows are pointing back towards my knees. So I'm not letting my elbows splay east and west. Squeeze those newspapers. Okay. Neutral spine. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale, push the floor away. Lift those knees 0.5 centimeter off the ground. 10, 9, newspapers, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. Get your breath. When you're ready, last time, keep the spine nice and neutral. Elbow pointy bits point back towards your knees. Squeeze your newspapers. Push the floor away and lift. 10, 9. Keep the lower back really long. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Untuck the toes and sit your bum back towards the heels. Hopefully the knees are okay with that. Into a shell stretch. If not, find any position that feels comfy right now. As you start to connect back to your breath here in your shell, can you think about lengthening your lower back? Walk both hands over to the right side of your mat. Feeling the stretch over the left lats, the muscles that were helping you squeeze your newspaper. And then let's walk both hands over to the right side. Keep reaching your right heel towards your right sit bone, and you can think about pushing the floor away through the heel of the right hand. Take 2 more breaths here. Try not to clench through the jaw. And then bring yourself back to center. Guys, can you believe it? You can bring yourself up. That's us done. Done, done, done. Yay. Really, really well done, everybody. Julie, I'm so sorry. I got like so confused by your legs there for a bit. I was like, you were actually doing it so perfectly. So well done.